To Wake Up with Will in the Morning. I'm your host, Will Watson. Today we're going to talk about heroes and the effects they have on their surroundings. We're going to our head reporter, Pill Plotson, that is interviewing Michael Munds, a true hero, and you'll see why.
It's a pleasure meeting you. Why don't you tell us your story?
Well, I was born with disfiguring Treacher-Collins syndrome, so it made me a target of bullying and picking on. But I never really dwelled on that. When I was 6, I heard about this terrible bombing. And I decided to do something about it. Being the 6-year-old that I was, I organized a bowling competition to raise money for the victims in the buildings that were hurt during that time. So people would pay money and they would be part of the bowling tournament. So, yeah.
What drove you to do that?
Well, I just really like helping people. There's a feeling you get when you're helping people that nothing else can bring out.
Have you done anything besides the bowling competition?
Well, I've helped flood victims. I've helped burn victims and others.
Do you think you still would have done what you've done if you hadn't been born with your disease?
Well, it all comes down to what's inside. I believe that you can make a difference no matter how old you are, or even what you look like.
How much did you donate with bowling?
I actually raised about $37,000.
Speaking of donating, if you want to donate to this newscast, you can. Go to www.wakeupwithwillthemorning.com if you're feeling generous. But anyways, you were talking about what's that special feeling you get when you raise money. Why don't you tell us more about that?
Well, you feel like you've done something well in the world, like you've made the world a better place, and there's nothing that can really help that.
That's very true. Wow, that was pretty emotional. Next, we are going to interview Michael's mom. Hello, so what do you think of your son doing this?
Well, I'm actually really proud of him. I think if I was him, I would be too concerned on what I looked like. I wouldn't be really conscious of what's happening around me.
Yeah, I think I would too. We're going to go back to our host, Will Watson.
That was very emotional. I almost brought tears to my eyes. I believe that Michael Munds is a very young man, very well and good young man. Thank you for with special thanks for the Munds families for coming into us and talking about your story. I really appreciate it. And I think that wraps it up for today. I will see you next time at Wake Up with Will in the Morning.